Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Thorson and I will be talking about truthfulness in advertising. So, there's a huge ethical dilemma of truthfulness in advertising. In the industry, there's always a question of if the importance is between selling your product and getting as many sales as you possibly can, or telling the truth and being ethically correct. So there's a lot of questions when it comes to looking at advertisements and learning about a product. A lot of advertisements display images of products that are not accurate and are exaggerated versions of the actual product. And that is usually seen in food advertisement, like what I showed on the previous page with the Big Mac. Advertisements can also portray overdramatic results that cannot really be obtained by that product, and we see that a lot in beauty products. Advertisements also claim to have notable references for their products, but these are usually fabricated lies and are told by paid actors. And we see that a lot with the pharmaceutical industry, which is really scary because that is our health and we put a lot of trust and really our lives in those people's hands. So a lot of the products that are advertised are made to mold society into buying the things that are not necessary, like weight loss products and beauty products and expensive designer clothing. None of those things are necessary to live and are necessary for life. So right now, the Federal Trade Commission Act set forth requirements for truthful advertising and created the FTC to enforce these requirements. And they state that advertising in the US must be truthful, defined by not being deceptive and unfair. See, the tricky thing that comes into play is that the FTC then defines deceptive as comments that would mislead consumers who act responsibly under normal circumstances to act unreasonably. And then they define unfair as statements that are likely to cause substantial injury when using a product unless the injury is outweighed by the provable benefits. So, I mean, already just by seeing what they're defining those as, like, it's mind blowing. How is unfair dealing with, if someone gets hurt? But if they do get hurt, it might be okay because the product did some good. So here I'm just showing some of the advertisements that we were talking about. This advertisement on the left with Neil Patrick Harris is just an ad for like a body deodorant, but it's funny because it's actually making fun of pharmaceutical ads by like doctor actors and people that claim to be reputable when they're really not. And then the middle picture is an extremely photographed advertisement of a woman, and I mean this is clearly untruthful. No one can be that skinny. It's unhealthy, unreal, and it really just puts this fake perception of reality in our minds. And then, the picture on the right is just completely ridiculous. Obviously, this cream cannot get rid of that many wrinkles and make you look that young only in minutes. And I also found this great quote online, and it says, "I'm not lying, I'm just an advertisement." And it just really shows like that we cannot trust anything that we see nowadays. So how do we fix this? To promote truthfulness in advertising, we need to put boundaries on advertisements. And the FTC needs to develop and enforce regulations that have more strict guidelines. What I read to you before is not acceptable for controlling advertisement in our country. I definitely think that the FTC needs to add and define truthful to their guidelines because, like, at no point do they talk about advertisements lying to the consumer? And I mean, overall, we just need to look at ourselves and completely change our society dynamic, because we are just consumers that are completely engulfed in advertisements and really don't pay attention to anything. We just buy, 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 and we really get affected by what we see. So, the Organic Center came out with an ad campaign that emphasized the importance of only buying and eating organic foods. And this print ad really shows what our advertisements and society should be paying attention to and what our ads should be looking at. This is a truthful advertisement by saying the use of this organic product will significantly reduce your child's exposure to pesticides. That's true. I mean, there's no lie to that. And the advertisement is promoting a good product that is necessary to our survival as human beings. So this is what we really need to be focusing on. So what I would love for everyone to take away from this is that, through advertising, we're really hurting ourselves. We're breeding a society of brainwashed and ethically confused consumers, and it's just getting worse and worse, and we really, really, really need to do something about it. And these are my references.